Rwanda to drop French from one of its official languages and finally adapt Swahili? Well, my thoughts on this coming up. Swahili is a language that was formed as a result of intermarriage between the Bantu people of East Africa and also the Arab traders that had come to trade in East Africa. So as a result of these intermarriages, they actually needed a way to communicate better, and this finally gave birth to the rise of the Swahili language. This meant that they would have a better way of communication between the African local people and the Arab traders that were coming from Asia. So this kept going on, and Swahili started spreading throughout the entire East African region. When you look at the map of East Africa or the map of Africa entirely, Swahili stretches from the coastal areas of Somalia, then it comes down to Kenya, then Tanzania, to countries like Uganda, then Rwanda, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, then Malawi area, then it stretches down along the East African coast. So if you didn't know, actually many countries are adapting this language, with the very latest being South Africa, that decided to make Swahili one of the languages that are taught in schools. I believe this language is still growing and it can be a unifying factor for the African continent. Now here is my big question. Does Rwanda really need to kick out French and then fully adapt Swahili? To that I have two answers. It can be a yes or a no. And on my yes part, I believe yes, they actually need to do this, because this would really unite the African continent and the East African region entirely. Because when you look at the founding members of the East African region, that is Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania, this language Swahili is actually already a national language. They recognize it as an official national language. So I believe since Rwanda is part of this community, the East African community, they also needed to take this move. But on the no part, the reason I believe this might not entirely be the right move for them to make is having a language like French known to many people in the country. This basically increases people's chances of getting opportunities out there. As you know, right now, today, the world we live in, it's a global village. So you never know where the opportunity might arise. So a calling might come for you, let's say, to go to one of those francophone speaking countries. So in case that kind of opportunity arises, then you're left with nothing. You don't actually have the opportunity to go there because of the language barrier. So having so many languages at your disposal, I believe this is very good for the Rwandan nationals, especially the young people. So entirely putting out the French language, I believe this is not a right decision to take at the moment. So basically these are my thoughts. This is how I feel about this whole situation, but I believe they can opt to have Swahili as well, retain French as a language. So that's my opinion. It's my honest opinion. You can let me know what you think in the comments, but this is what I feel. And maybe on top of that, adding on, there's going to be a lot of repercussions on this, because with these French speaking countries that colonized countries like Rwanda, and then also countries like Democratic Republic of Congo, when they actually get to hear such news, they are going to act out. They're going to impose certain bans, like maybe travel restrictions. Then they might put up certain sanctions on the leaders of these governments, and then also things like maybe reducing on the budget. Maybe if they've been giving some donor funds, they'll be pulling that back. So all these are things that Rwanda must be ready for. So in case they actually to make this move, they should be ready for all these types of things. So in my honest opinion, yes, they can actually go for it, but I don't think they entirely need to do away with the French language, because the young people actually need this language. And maybe more to add on this is the fact that Rwanda is one of those few African countries that only has one local language that is spoken in the country. They only have the Kinyarwanda language that everyone in the country can understand. So basically already having this language in the country gives the country's citizens an edge over so many other countries, because them as a country, they are already united. They can speak and everyone can actually hear what they are speaking. So adapting Swahili, I believe this would be something that comes gradually. So I don't think it has to be forced on people or anything like that. So it's the main reason I believe they shouldn't rush this. Let them take their time. When the time is right, I'm sure then they can make such moves. But honestly, I don't think they should rush this in any kind of way. And of course, when this news broke out, the Rwandan government came out and actually denied these allegations, and it said it doesn't know anything like this. But obviously, we know that there is no smoke without fire. Something must be in the pipeline. So you can let us know exactly what you think about this entire situation, about this entire Rwandan situation. You can let us know down in the comments for us to get to know exactly what you might think about this entire thing that Rwanda is trying to come up with. And also, in case you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to please consider subscribing to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so that whenever I have new African content, whenever I have news about the African continent, I get you notified. Thank you so much for watching this video. Watch more African content here on the card.